Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today, deep into the world of Alnylam Pharmaceuticals. And they're pioneers in the field of RNAi therapeutics,
That's right.
which I think a lot of our listeners are already familiar with.
Yeah,
RNAi lets us silence genes,
exactly.
but Alnylam's really taking it that next step from theory to reality.
Absolutely.
They have multiple FDA-approved drugs already on the market, which is pretty amazing.
It is, yeah. It's groundbreaking stuff.
So today we'll uncover kind of their journey,
Okay.
how they got here, their tech, the impact on healthcare in the future, the whole 9 yards.
Sounds good. I'm excited for this one.
So let's start back in 2002.
Okay.
Group of scientists, I mean, we're talking Nobel laureates here,
Wow.
come together, really driven by this revolutionary science. They call themselves Alnylam, which if you look up at the night sky, it's actually
really?
inspired by the star Alnylam in Orion's belt. So aiming high from the start. Huh?
Aiming high, exactly.
I love it.
And that ambition continued to drive them.
Yeah.
So they merged with Pharma in 2003, which bolstered their tech even further. And then, boom, just a year later, they go public.
Wow.
Setting the stage for some incredible growth.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly had big plans right from the get-go.
Absolutely.
So how'd those plans, how'd they kind of come together? How'd they evolve?
Fast forward to 2020.
Okay.
They unveil this P5x25 plan.
P5x25, okay.
And the goal, to reach over 500,000 patients globally.
500,000.
With 6 or more marketed products by 2025.
Ambitious.
And on top of that, a 40% annual revenue growth rate.
That's huge. 40%. Wow.
They structured it around 5 key pillars: patients, products, pipeline, performance, and profitability.
Okay, 5 pillars, 40% growth rate. These are some pretty bold targets.
Bold, definitely bold.
But let's get to the heart of this this RNAi technology.
Yes, I mean, you're the expert here, so walk us through it.
Well, I mean, I know a little, but you're definitely the expert.
Okay. So, at its core, RNAi utilizes small interfering RNA, or siRNA.
siRNA, all right.
Imagine it's like a seek and destroy agent.
Okay.
Very specific, and it targets and silences the messenger RNA, or mRNA, which is responsible for producing a specific disease-causing protein.
So instead of just kind of turning off everything, it's like a targeted missile going right for the cause.
You got it, precisely.
Right.
And that precision, that offers some huge advantages.
Okay, like what?
Well, first, minimizes risk of unintended effects.
Okay.
By targeting only those problematic genes.
Makes sense.
Second, potency.
Okay.
RNA's potency means less frequent dosing.
Right. Huge for patients, right?
A huge win, absolutely. And finally, the versatility of delivery.
Yeah.
You can do intravenous, subcutaneous, opens up all sorts of treatment options.
So it sounds like a real game changer.
It is. It really is.
But are there any downsides? Any limitations?
Of course. I mean, like any medical breakthrough, RNAi has its challenges.
Right.
Like delivery to certain areas. The brain, for example.
Tricky.
Very tricky still.
Yeah.
And there's potential for, rare off-target effects and immune responses, though we're talking rare.
Okay, so while it's promising, there's still,
research.
Ongoing research to make sure it's safe, make sure it's effective.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, what's really remarkable is that Alnylam's already translated this cutting-edge science into real-world solutions.
Real treatments for patients.
With 5, count them, 5 FDA-approved drugs.
5. It's amazing.
That's a testament to their dedication and their scientific rigor.
Absolutely. And these drugs, they address a diverse range of conditions.
Yeah.
From ATTR amyloidosis, which is a rare and life-threatening protein misfolding disorder, to acute hepatic porphyria, primary hyperoxaluria type 1, and even high cholesterol. I
mean, out of all of those, I'm really intrigued by that hATTR amyloidosis drug.
Okay.
What's the story there?
So hATTR amyloidosis, it's devastating.
Yeah.
A misfolded protein called transthyretin accumulates, causing damage to nerves and organs.
Wow.
Alnylam developed 2 drugs for it, ONPATTRO and AMVUTTRA.
Right.
They specifically target and silence the gene that's responsible for for producing this faulty protein.
So it's almost like they're stopping those defective parts from being made in the first place.
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
Before they can cause damage. I mean, that's...
Exactly. It offers hope where there was very little before.
Yeah.
We're seeing patients experience less pain, improved mobility, even enhanced heart function.
That's incredible.
It's genuinely transformative.
Wow. So it's clear that Alnylam is not just focused on the science, but also the tangible benefits for patients.
Absolutely. Patient-focused, for sure.
But I can't imagine getting those drugs approved was easy.
Right.
What regulatory hurdles did they have to overcome?
Well, RNAi is relatively new, so the regulatory landscape is always kind of evolving. Agencies like the FDA and EM, they have stringent requirements.
Yeah.
I mean, rigorous clinical trials.
Of course.
For safety and efficacy, strict manufacturing standards.
Okay.
And even after a drug's approval, ongoing safety monitoring.
Wow. So how did they navigate this?
Well, they've been very proactive, working closely with these agencies, participating in industry forums, and even advocating for policies that support responsible advancement in RNAi therapeutics.
So they're not just playing by the rules; they're helping to shape them.
Exactly, they're shaping the future.
That's really impressive, but of course they're not operating in a vacuum.
Right.
The world of RNAi is getting pretty competitive, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a hot space.
Yeah.
You got companies like Ionis Pharmaceuticals, Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals, Dicerna Pharmaceuticals.
Wow. So how is Alnylam staying ahead of the curve?
Well, this is where their strong patent portfolio comes into play.
Okay.
It protects their technology, gives them that competitive edge.
So it's a high-stakes game then.
It is, yeah.
Innovation and intellectual property.
Absolutely, big time.
But I'm guessing collaborations are important here too, right?
Oh, definitely. Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Alnylam has partnered with giants. I mean, Roche, Sanofi, Regeneron, Vir Biotechnology.
Wow, that's a lot of big names.
Yeah, and those collaborations that give them access to resources, expertise, wider market reach.
Okay, makes sense.
Ultimately, accelerating development and benefiting patients.
Yeah, I mean, Alnylam's got to be doing pretty well financially to support all this research, the development, all those collaborations.
They're in a strong position. I mean, in 2023, they generated $1.24 billion in revenue.
Okay.
That's a 39% increase from the previous year.
Wow.
And they also have a substantial cash reserve, $2.44 billion.
Wow. Those are
very good.
Those are pretty good numbers. So clearly they're managing their finances well.
They are.
To fuel that innovation.
Absolutely, yeah. They're keeping things moving.
But who are the people behind these numbers?
Yeah.
Who's leading the charge?
Well, you've got Yvonne Greenstreet as the CEO.
Okay.
She's a seasoned biopharmaceutical executive.
Okay.
Over 25 years of experience.
Wow.
And then there's Chief Scientific Officer Kevin Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And Chief Medical Officer Pushkal Garg.
Right.
They combine business smarts with a deep commitment to Alnylam's patient-centric mission.
So they've really put together a strong team.
Yeah, really strong.
What about the overall company culture?
It's great. It values innovation, employee development, collaboration.
Sounds good.
They prioritize ethical conduct, transparency, and accountability.
That's great to hear.
It is. They've created a positive and supportive workplace. So
they're not just focused on profits, but also building a strong ethical foundation.
Right. The whole package.
That's really encouraging.
Yeah, it is.
So they're doing things the right way.
For sure.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot.
We have.
But there's still
so much more.
There's so much more to explore.
I know. I can't wait to get into the specifics.
Let's do it. Let's continue this deep dive.
It's really amazing how far this RNAi technology has come.
It is.
Especially when you think about those early challenges.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even deliver these fragile RNA molecules to the right cells without them, falling apart?
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed impossible almost.
It was a huge hurdle for sure.
So how'd they solve it?
Well, they got really innovative.
Okay.
One of their big breakthroughs was developing these lipid nanoparticles.
Lipid nanoparticles, okay.
Yeah, think of them like tiny bubbles of fat.
Okay.
They encapsulate the RNA, right? They shield it from degradation.
Okay.
and help it get into the cells.
So it's like a microscopic delivery system.
Exactly.
Sneaking past the body's defenses.
That's a great way to put it.
And delivering that payload.
Right to the target, yeah.
It's amazing how much ingenuity goes into these therapies.
It's incredible. The precision involved is mind-blowing.
It really highlights how complex this technology is.
It is, but the potential is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
this could revolutionize treatment for so many diseases.
Oh, wow.
Alnylam's pipeline is packed with potential therapies.
Like what kind of stuff?
Everything. I mean, cardiovascular and metabolic disorders
Okay.
to challenging neurological conditions.
It's really exciting to think we might one day have targeted genetic therapies for diseases that we thought were
Untreatable.
untreatable. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've been focusing on the science, the business side of things.
Right.
But what about the real world impact, you know?
Yeah, of course. That's what matters most.
How are patients actually benefiting from these therapies?
Well, that's the most crucial question, and the answer is really inspiring.
Okay, good.
Alnylam's drugs, they're making a difference.
Yeah.
A tangible difference in the lives of people with serious diseases.
That's what it's all about.
Like, take ATTR amyloidosis, for example.
Okay.
This rare, devastating disease,
Mm-hmm.
it often leads to progressive nerve damage,
Oh, wow.
heart problems,
Yeah.
even death.
It's heartbreaking to think about facing that diagnosis
It's tough.
with limited treatment options.
Yeah. Before Alnylam's therapies, the outlook was pretty bleak for these patients.
So how have their drugs changed things?
Well, their drugs, ONPATTRO and AMVUTTRA,
Yeah.
they silence the gene responsible for producing that faulty protein
Okay.
that causes ATTR amyloidosis, and the results are they're remarkable.
Yeah.
Patients are experiencing less pain.
Good.
They're moving better. Some even have enhanced heart function.
So it's not just surviving. They're actually regaining quality of life.
Exactly. It's about living better.
That's amazing to hear.
It is. And it's not just ATTR amyloidosis.
Right.
Their other drugs are bringing hope to patients with acute hepatic porphyria, primary hyperoxaluria type 1,
Yeah.
high cholesterol, real improvements.
It's incredible to hear about these successes.
It is. It really shows the potential of RNAi.
Definitely.
We talked about the FDA, the EMA, but what about global accessibility?
Right. Are these treatments available worldwide?
Well, Alnylam is committed to making sure they are. They've got a global presence.
Yeah.
North America, Europe, Asia.
Wow.
They're working through the regulatory complexities in different countries to get these treatments to everyone who needs them.
So they're breaking down those geographical barriers.
Exactly.
That's really commendable.
It's important work.
But how are they funding all this?
Right.
Global operations, the research?
Well, their main source of revenue is from the sales of their FDA-approved drugs.
Okay.
As those drugs become more widely used and new therapies are approved,
Right.
their revenue's projected to keep growing.
Okay.
It's a good trajectory.
It's encouraging to see that their financial success is aligned with their mission,
Absolutely.
to help patients.
At the heart of it all.
But they're not just relying on existing therapies, right?
Oh, no, not.
They're still pushing the boundaries.
They're constantly innovating.
Like RNA.
Yeah, they're reinvesting heavily in R&D,
Okay.
expanding their pipeline, staying ahead of the competition.
So new delivery mechanisms, new therapeutic areas.
All of that, yeah, and constantly refining and improving existing therapies.
It's amazing how fast-paced this field is.
It is. It's incredible.
We talked about the competition.
Yeah.
So many players vying for a share of the market.
Mm-hmm.
How's Alnylam staying on top?
Well, their early success gave them a real advantage.
Okay.
They were first to market with an RNAi drug,
Right.
which allowed them to build their name, a loyal customer base,
Okay.
attract the best talent.
So they kind of set the standard.
They did, yeah. They set the benchmark.
But they're not just resting on their laurels.
No, not at all.
They're still investing.
Oh, yeah, constant.
Cutting-edge research, the facilities, the partnerships.
It's all part of maintaining that edge.
So it's a multifaceted approach.
Yeah, very strategic.
They're not just reacting, they're shaping the market.
Exactly. They're anticipating trends, identifying those unmet needs,
Sure.
allocating resources wisely to drive that innovation.
And all that innovation requires money.
It does.
So how are they funding it?
Well, they've got a strong foundation financially, healthy cash flow from product sales, and they've been really smart about raising capital, equity offerings, debt financing.
So they're balancing financial stability with strategic investment.
Exactly, finding that sweet spot.
Smart, but there's got to be challenges along the way.
Always.
What are some of the hurdles they might face in the future?
Well, one of the big ones is the regulatory landscape.
Right, always changing.
Always evolving.
Yeah.
As these RNAi therapies become more complex and target new areas, the agencies, they might require more data, stricter safety standards.
So Alnylam's got to be adaptable.
They do, and proactive in how they approach compliance.
So agility is key.
It is essential.
What other challenges?
Well, the competitive landscape itself is a big one.
Yeah.
New players are entering the RNAi space all the time.
Right.
Existing competitors are coming up with new technologies.
It's a race.
It's a constant race.
Yeah, to innovate and stay ahead.
Are there other things they should be ready for?
Well, market access and reimbursement.
Okay.
That's a hurdle.
Yeah.
RNA therapies can be expensive. Getting coverage from payers can be a long, complicated process.
So it's not just about the science.
Yeah.
It's also about navigating the healthcare system.
Absolutely.
To make sure these treatments get to the patients.
That's the goal. Yeah. Right, to the people who need them.
Exactly. That's the bottom line.
But we can't forget about the uncertainty of science.
Right.
I mean, there's always the possibility of setbacks.
There is unexpected side effects, manufacturing issues, challenges with scaling up production.
So even with a promising technology, there's always risk.
There is always.
The Alnylam's already shown they can overcome challenges.
They're resilient.
Yeah, they're adaptable.
Absolutely. They know how to navigate complex landscapes.
It's important to remember that behind all the science, the business, there are
people.
There are real people.
Real people whose lives are being changed by these therapies.
Yeah, that's
what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, that's heart of the story.
Alnylam's story is a testament to human ingenuity, scientific rigor, and a commitment to making a real impact.
A positive impact
on the world.
Absolutely. It's a story that's still unfolding.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me too. It's clear they're not just a company.
No.
They're a driving force in genetic medicine.
Absolutely, a pioneering force.
And their work has huge implications.
Huge, yeah.
For the future of healthcare.
Definitely.
And their story, I think it offers valuable insights.
It does.
Into innovation, collaboration, the pursuit of scientific excellence.
For sure. It's a case study in success.
Okay. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
The science, the business, the challenges, the successes.
It's been a journey.
But I think Alnylam's story offers something more, a broader lesson.
I agree. It's about the big picture.
So what do you think that is?
It really goes beyond their products or their financials.
Yeah, they're not just a company.
No.
It's a real shift in how we think about treating disease.
Yeah. It's like unlocking a whole new dimension in medicine.
Exactly. And their impact on the scientific community.
Huge,
right?
It is. I mean, they're pioneers in a field that's changing how we understand genetics and its role in human health.
It's like they've cracked a code, opening up all these new possibilities.
For researchers, for scientists, and
it goes beyond rare diseases, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This research could lead to treatments for some of the most common and challenging health problems we face.
Exactly. The potential is it's enormous.
It's a really exciting time to be following this.
For sure.
But with any groundbreaking technology,
there
are always ethical considerations.
Of course.
This RNAi is incredibly powerful.
It is, yeah.
So are there concerns about unintended consequences or misuse?
Those are valid questions, and Alnylam, they're very aware of the ethical implications. They're committed to developing and using this technology responsibly.
So they're not just rushing towards breakthroughs. They're taking the time to consider the impact and the ethical implications.
They've got strict ethical guidelines for their research.
Okay.
And they're actively involved in discussions about the broader societal impact of gene silencing.
It's good to know they're approaching this with so much care.
Yeah, it's crucial.
And foresight.
Absolutely.
So what's next for them? Where do they go from here?
Well, they've got some ambitious plans.
Okay.
One priority is extending their pipeline, developing new RNA therapies for a wider range of diseases.
Okay.
They're also working on refining existing therapies.
Yeah.
Making them more effective, easier to administer, more affordable.
So they're not content with just the status quo.
No, they're always pushing forward.
They want to keep innovating, keep pushing those boundaries.
Exactly. And they're investing heavily in research.
Yeah.
To really understand the mechanisms of RNAi.
Okay.
Hoping to unlock even more therapeutic targets.
It's amazing to see that dedication.
It is. It's inspiring.
To both pushing the boundaries of science, but also ensuring it's developed and applied responsibly.
That balance is so important.
It is.
And Alnylam, they seem to have found it.
Their story is it's really inspiring.
It is.
It shows what's possible when you have brilliant minds, cutting-edge technology, and a real dedication to improving lives.
It's a powerful combination.
We've covered a lot in this deep dive.
Yeah.
The science, the business, the challenges, the successes.
All of it.
But I think Alnylam's story offers something bigger.
Yeah, it gives us a glimpse into the future.
Future of medicine.
Exactly. I mean, if we can silence these disease-causing genes now, what does that mean for the future? What other diseases might we be able to conquer?
It's a really thought-provoking question.
It is. It makes you wonder what other frontiers of human health we might be able to explore.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep asking those big questions.